Shalom. All praises, all honor, and glory going to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Krakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the Akim that's out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity by way of the highways and byways, going out in the streets teaching and preaching. All right. And also by way of the internet, this is your brother Nayap, and I'm back with another news update. I accumulated a couple of news videos, not really that many, so this video shouldn't be that long. Oh, yeah, before I continue, this is fair use, fair use, fair use. This is only for educational purposes only. Okay, fair use, fair use. This is only for educational purposes only. Let's get into it.
2 helicopters already came to pick up some. So we got the Portugal Police Department, fire.
Washington people, listen up. This is really fucking big. There are no international ships at the shipping ports in Seattle right now, and the last one is scheduled for the 29th. That means that major supply chain issues are gonna start happening really fucking soon and really fast. Basics, household items, things that we buy every day that are from international areas, China, Canada, Mexico, Central America, like we get all over Asia, just we get so much stuff, Europe too, from other countries, and we are seeing no international ships. Shelves are going to empty. And we aren't going to be able to get those things back very quickly. And prices are going to go up like crazy. And small businesses, large businesses, all sorts of people that rely on imports and exports are going to see huge changes and not for the better really soon. So if there's some essentials that you need, get those. But also remember, shop local, support your community, support your neighbors. And if you need to give money to somebody to get something, support the people in this area that need it during this time, because this is going to hit us financially so hard. Like, the consequences are hard to even, like, picture. It's so huge. So prepare as you need to.
200,000 shipping containers stuck, and now Walmart calling the shots. Here's what we are talking about today. Right now, there are about 200,000 shipping containers from China to US, all empty, all stuck because of the trade war. And this week, the CEOs of Walmart and Target privately warned Trump that his tariff policy could mess up the supply chains and lead to empty shelves really soon. So what happened? Trump listened to the corporate lords and tried to go back to the table with China to lower the tariffs. Maybe regular people should stop calling their local congressmen and start talking to their local Walmart managers instead. Seems like that works better. It takes about 25 days for a container to get from China to US. So with all these delays, there are going to be some empty shelves days ahead. Now you know.
Imagine getting on top of a car, falling off, and the minute you get up, you see the light. Well, that's what happened to this 18-year-old girl. After a fire truck caused her to meet the Lord and Savior early. No, scroll, let me explain. So, Miss Simmons decided that she would climb on top of an Escalade and start dancing. People in the comments said twerking. I'm going off the news. Well, when the car started driving and she was still doing it, they busted a left and she fell off. Well, badly for her, an ambulance was responding to an emergency and was speeding down. That's when the ambulance got her, and you guys know she went to meet the Lord. Now, the parents are saying they don't blame the friends because we all been young before, speaking French. But a lot of people on social media are stating that what happened could have been avoided, while others are stating that we should not be trying to basically come after her for how she was trying to have fun. Everybody wants to get on top of cars and dance and have fun with their friends. I'm just going off the comments. I'm not speaking as in me or everybody else. Regardless though, rest in peace to her. It's sad that she didn't even get to, fully live out her years before this tragedy transpired. Breaking news, and I did just make a post about this, but I took it down because the video that I want everybody to see, you couldn't see, and it was actually extremely graphic. But there are videos right now on X because Israel is currently bombing the dog shit out of Gaza as we speak. As I'm posting this video, they are bombing the dog shit out. And mind you, they've been doing it, but these are some of the worst videos I've seen this entire time. This is horrendous. These are horrendous videos. If you decide to go look for yourself, viewer discretion. This is what I'm gonna say, man. Free Palestine. And if you got a problem with it, fuck you and fuck Israel. I don't even got that to do with anybody, bro. Those are kids. Those are children. It's at some point the humanity has to come back to us. Human decency has to return. It has to. I will preach that shit to the end of days. I'm a fucking father. The shit I just watched is so why aren't we talking about this shit more? What? Bro, the funniest comment I've seen by far this entire week is JD Vance is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse because everything he touched turned to shit. They said, did he fly over Spain? Did the power go out because the bitch flew over Spain?
Remember, there's still more to be done. We have to finish the war in Gaza, get our hostages back, and destroy Hamas. Hamas will not be there. And we're not going to put the PA there. Why replace one regime that is sworn to our destruction with another regime that is sworn to our destruction? We won't do that. I can say that Israel, in any case, will control the area militarily. We're not going to succumb to any pressure not to do that. And I very much welcome President Trump's plan to allow the voluntary relocation of Gazans who want to leave. And believe me, many of them want to leave. So what's left? Well, quite a few things and many opportunities. But obviously they'll all go down the tube if Iran gets nuclear weapons. The reason Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons is because successive governments under my prime ministership have led successive actions, which I won't discuss here with the same detail over the years, and that set them back about 10 years from where they thought they'd be. 10 years ago, they already thought they'd have a nuclear arsenal. They don't, but we delayed them, but we didn't stop them. So they moved very far on enrichment. They're trying to move on weaponry. And the question is now what to do. Happily, we have a president in Washington who's committed, as he says, and as he said to me many times, including just recently, we can't allow Iran to have nuclear weapons. And I said, I absolutely believe that, devoted a good chunk of my life to prevent that. But there are 2 ways to do it. One is to get a deal that would prevent them from doing that by dismantling their nuclear infrastructure. You have to dismantle their nuclear infrastructure. And that means not that they will not enrich uranium, but that they will not have the capacity to enrich uranium, which means you destroy the centrifuges, you remove, of course, the nuclear material that is already enriched, and there are a few other things that you have to do, but that's the crux of it. The real deal that works is a deal which removes Iran's capacity to enrich uranium for nuclear weapons. By the way, the only reasons you enrich uranium is to have nuclear weapons. There are dozens and dozens of countries who have civilian nuclear programs, and they don't enrich uranium. So Iran is constantly thinking, well, we have to find a reason why we're putting these things in bunkers under mountains, maybe for radioisotopes, right? For medicine, or for nuclear submarines. Give me a break. They enrich uranium for one reason and one reason only, and that's to make nuclear weapons, which they intend to use to destroy my country and threaten America. Once they have the weapons of delivery, ballistic missiles, ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, they will threaten every city in the United States. That is a palpable danger to Israel and to the free world, and it must be prevented. The way to prevent it is to dismantle all the infrastructure of Iran's nuclear program. That is the deal we could live with. Anything short of that could bring you the opposite result. Because Iran will say, all right, I won't enrich. Wait, run out the clock. Wait for another president. Do it again. That's unacceptable. Equally, I think we should bring in the ballistic missiles, the prevention of the development of ballistic missiles into the deal. I think these are the two requirements. I said to President Trump that I hope that this is what the negotiators will do. We're in close contact with the United States. But I said one way or the other, Iran will not have nuclear weapons.
And breaking fucking news, the Houthis is whooping our ass. And I don't mean like we're losing people. I mean they is burning through the dollars that we pay for. The USS Truman was making a hard turn trying to dodge Houthi fire and then dropped a $60 million fighter jet in the fucking ocean, and we're not going to go recover it. Also, the Houthis have taken down 7 U.S. drones that cost us millions of dollars. MAGA. I hate to tell you this, that's an unorganized group of civilians with military-grade weapons, and they are fucking up your tax dollars. Bitch, they fucking mine up, too. Are we great yet?
It is true that President Trump has betrayed Canada. He's betrayed Canada. And he has ruptured the global economy. Our old relationship with the United States is over. And America's leadership of the global economy is over. And this is a tragedy. This is still in play, but it is a tragedy. It is also our new reality. We have to recognize it. We will fight. We will fight Trump's counter tariffs. In fact, we are already. We're fighting them with our own counter tariffs that cause maximum damage in the United States with minimum impact here in Canada. They want our resources, our water, our land. They want our country. There's your answer. There's your answer. Because Canada is not America. Canada is not America. Thank God. America is a melting pot. Look around this room. We're all Canadians. We're all Canadians. We're all distinct. We're all Canadians. Canada is...
People on social media are upset that Peru legally classifies transgender and non-binary people as mentally ill. I'm just reporting the news. Do not cancel me. If you didn't know, Peru is located in South America and it's a beautiful country. But people on social media, activists even, are upset that Peru decided to label trans and people who identify as non-binary or use they, them as mentally ill. From what I'm reading on some locals that's been commenting on the responses, they stated that this is just how they see things. No one like no outside source can change their mind or change their laws. This is what they're implementing. But that hasn't stopped people from stating that if you now travel to Peru, you will be seen as going against, the other side. But you do have Americans that, know the laws and stated that can't nobody change what Peru put. That's their country. That's their laws. We cannot stop that. What do you guys think about this? I'm not going to Peru and stop anything, but what do you guys think about the situation?
Yemen, where it is being reported that a US airstrike has killed 68 people at a detention centre for African migrants in the north of the country, Yemen, that is. The facility in Sada, a Houthi stronghold, was said to be housing more than 100 migrants when it was hit overnight, according to Yemen's Interior Ministry. At this stage, not yet verified by the team here or indeed by US authorities. Another 47 people wounded in what could be one of the deadliest strikes since Washington ramped up attacks on Houthi targets. President Trump, of course, vowing to keep up pressure until Houthi assaults on Red Sea shipping stop. That group claiming it's targeting Israel-linked vessels in support of Palestinians in Gaza. So any more details on that we will, of course, bring to you.
News. China founded company Temu has raised their import charges about 130 to 150% to combat United States tariffs. So don't order shit from there.
Illinois State Police say 4 victims, including children, have been killed after a car crashed into an after-school camp in the city of Chatham. That's about 20 minutes outside of Springfield, Illinois. Several others were also injured, both outside and inside, as the car drove through the building. They have been transported to local hospitals, including one by helicopter. Police say the driver survived, and they are currently investigating why and how this happened. Authorities say the victims who have died range in age from 4 to 18 years old. Illinois State Police say 4 victims, including children.
ثلاثة نزلوا ما بدك صوتوا الكاميرا. أنا هون بعيد 50 متر عن طرب. هاي تاني مرة بنظهر من البيت مع عيالنا مع أولادنا. يعني شغلة ما بعد تنحمل. هذا ليس الاعتداء الأول، وهو اعتداء مستدام على السيادة الوطنية اللبنانية، هو اعتداء على كل اللبنانيين وليس فقط على منطقة لبنانية واحدة. هذا يستمر في ظل صمت دولي متواطئ، ليس فقط مشبوها وإنما متواطئ مع العدوان الصهيوني.
I think that what the Israelis are trying to do is to establish new rules of the game, meaning this is going to be the ongoing modus operandi which Israel resorts to. Now, I think that the justification which the Israelis are going to make they haven't made it yet, but this is what I expect, is that the Lebanese state isn't tackling Hezbollah the way it should, isn't disarming Hezbollah the way it should, and so we have the right to carry out such attacks.